Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in with a little lesson on the lunch break. Going through talks with Tony still, and y'all sending in the emails, so I'm keeping them very new. These the new emails that's coming in. So if you have a question, a real question, don't just make some up, just to be writing in. Inbox at TonyGaskins.com. Hi, Tony. I'm 33 years old and been in a relationship with my boyfriend for 1.5 years now. He doesn't drink, smoke, or go to the club. He's an introvert and prefers to stay home rather than be out. One of the character traits that attracted me to him in the first place. My friends think this is weird behavior and often ask what his vice is if he doesn't do any of these things. My question to you is, does a man or a woman need to have a vice? I believe I have a good man, but would like your insight on this. Um, well, he may have a vice that you don't know about. And I don't drink, smoke, or go to the club. And now if you say he doesn't drink, when I say drink, I mean I don't get drunk. If I have a glass of red wine or something like that, or a drink with my wife, it's at home, and I don't drink in public just because I don't want to be a hindrance to anybody who may be struggling with alcoholism or any type of thing like that, especially if they know me and look up to me. And so, and that just only became, I only started to drink at like 22, 23 years old to have a drink. And that's because my wife would have a casual drink and her whole family has, drink wine. So I was like, okay, my goodness. And I didn't want to be the odd guy out all the time, just acting like holier than thou and bringing the party down when Jesus turned water into wine. So my thing was, don't drink to get drunk. Like, don't have multiple drinks. So if he 33 years old and he don't drink, he don't smoke, he don't go to the club, and he's an introvert, you got to take that for what it is, because most of those things right there, it already means that he has an identity. It means he knows who he is. It means he doesn't just want to do stuff just to do it. It means that he's not a follower. And it means that he doesn't have like real pain that he's trying to numb, or failures that he's trying to numb with those things. So you got to be excited about that. You got to appreciate that. And a person doesn't necessarily need a vice. And you got to understand too, an outlet is not a vice. A vice is something that got to hold on you, or something you got to hold on that you can't let go of, like a vice grip. So he can have an outlet, and he may play video games. You didn't say he don't play video games. If he doesn't play video games, then again, it may be his vice may be watching a good Netflix movie, Netflix in my chat. And you don't know what that is, but hopefully, and it sounds like he doesn't have a vice of nasty movies, but hopefully he doesn't have a vice that is just in the bathroom. And this ain't something you ask him about. This ain't something you go digging for and looking for. If it don't pop up and if it don't show up to you, then don't focus on it. Just keep it moving with your life. And because if a man has a vice, it's going to show. It's going to pop up. And I'm going to do a video that's not in Talks with Tony, that's talking about something I just learned about myself, about men, about relationships that just hit me. Y'all remind me to do that video. And this was really eye-opening to me. So that's what you have to realize. Do not listen to your jealous friends. And this is the thing. What your friends are telling you is they're telling you that their man is not that good. So they calling a good man weird. You say, I feel like I have a good man and would like your insight on this. You a woman. The woman's intuition is like the strongest thing on the planet. So if you feel like you have a good man and he don't have these traits of drinking, smoking, and going to the club, this where all these Betty Boo bitter boo friends be coming in and running their mouth talking about, oh, I think that's weird. It's like, can you hush? Just 'cause your man over there smoking like a chimney, can this man be regular? That's not weird. That is regular. That is regular. Just because you got that degenerate of a boyfriend and all your boyfriends have been degenerates, now you got a regular guy and you calling him weird. See, this is the thing. And this is why you got to be careful who you have around you. You got to be careful who you listen to. Because just like the sister yesterday that I read the letter, she dated the boyfriend of her ex best friend. Her best friend dated this guy. She dated him later. Guess what your friends waiting on? They waiting on your boring man. Your friends waiting on your boring man. If y'all break up, they going to act like they don't know you no more. And one of them going to take them right on down the aisle and say, oh, you let go of a good man. Well, I'm sorry. I couldn't help that this happened. He had eyes for me the whole time y'all were together. And just because it didn't work out with y'all doesn't mean it's not going to work out with us. What do you want me to forego my soulmate just because you and I are friends? You ought to be more mature than that. And you ought to want to see me happy. That's what one of your friends going to be telling you when they talk you out of your boring man. Then she going to be acting like she got amnesia. See, listen to me. Listen to me. You got to appreciate what you got now. You got to appreciate what you got. I did a video the other time. Appreciate a good man. And so if he not walking around like a zombie and because he just in that bathroom tearing that thing up, then you're doing good, sister. You're doing good. I wouldn't put too much on it. Don't go to digging in there and questioning that man and putting that man on first 48 and all of that right there. And don't go to doing all that. Just let that man be a good man. Let him be an introvert. Let him be who he is and thank God for it. I'm going to tell you that now. Hi, Tony. That's what she wrote in the letter. I was doing so good. I'm a 45-year-old African-American woman, never married, and no kids. I was in relationships my whole life up to age 39. Well, 17 to 39. My longest relationship was from age 23 to 30. We lived together and he was one of the best boyfriends I ever had. I left him. At the time, I thought it was because my love for him transformed into a friendship. I told him when I left that he deserved someone who loved him the same way he loved them. He was hurt. Do we got a podcast today? Let me get back to the letter. I left him. Y'all forgive me. At the time, I thought it was because my love for him transformed into a friendship. I told him when I left that he deserved someone who loved him the same way he loved them. Who loved him the same way he loved them. He was hurt. Supported me in my life for a few more years. Then I moved out of state at 33. A few years later, a friend alerted me to his Facebook page. He had gotten married. Although I hadn't thought much about getting back with him in those 3 years, I was crushed when I saw the wedding photos. I was jealous. He seemed to be mine. Well, 7 years later, 7 has been so significant with him and I. He has reached out. I have been abstinent since 39 and rejuvenating my walk with Christ since. I found you during this time too. So I have been doing the heart work, looking in the mirror, processing the past, forgiving myself, and getting in tune with my maker. Boom. Now this sister here could write now. This sister here got commas in here. This sister got exclamation in here. This sister got all capitalization in here. Says you need to write a book about this 45 years of dating. Now about 45 years of dating. Boom. Now he has discovered that his wife has been messaging a guy for a while. Back in 2021, he's pursuing me like a rabid dog. Okay, that's what it's called, rabid, R-A-B-I-D. I thought it was a rabbit, like a rabbit dog, like a dog who chased rabbits. But this here say rabbit. I need to look this up, see what that means. He says he loves his family, wife, and 2 kids. But he wants me in every part of his life. I think the other night he was trying to take me home to their house where they are with him. He says he's never gotten over me. He says I'm his superstar, his number one. How? LOL. Seems to me, once again, he's lusting after me and seeing me as a piece of meat. When we were together, I felt like I was a piece of meat he refused to share with anyone without feeling slightly jealous. I felt like a doll on a shelf that he loved to look at but did not approve of. I was a 23-year-old college student, full-time, and worked at a bar at night. He was a graduate and ready for a family. I always felt like he was judging me and angry with me because I wasn't on the same page. That drove me away. Today, I'm ready for marriage. Under one circumstance, God sends him. However, being completely honest, I love the way he loved me. The way he looks at me and makes me feel gorgeous and wanted. It's been a while. Hey, somebody give me a call about being an audiobook narrator. Let's see how I'm reading these emails. That's effortless. Like, give me a call. Yeah, the country boy know how to read. It's been a while. I know it's wrong. Help. She put 4 exclamation marks after that. All capital help. I'm scared no one will ever treat me as good as or love me. She put the man's name in there. I don't put the man. The man might be watching the video. As good as or love me like that without been there. He's basically propositioning me to be his kept woman. Once again, help. By the way, I live in Atlanta. Prospects are tiny. All right. Okay, this one here probably gonna take us on home. I could kind of see her a little bit, but she just got the little circle crop photo. Okay, now this right here, this here is something. This here is something. Now, overall, let me tell y'all ladies something. Now, she didn't know, well, she knew better because she was 30 when she left that man. See, now here's some lessons. The first lesson jumped out to me is be careful what you wish for. A lot of women talking about y'all want an older man. She got an older man when she was 23. She a full-time college student. She had a graduate man. He was ready for a family. She wasn't ready for the family because she wanted to work in the bar at night. She working in the bar at night, so she's seeing that nightlife. She's seeing different kind of money coming there. She's seeing all these different faces, all these different men, all his chests and arms and smiles. So that had her feeling kind of, ooh. She getting to see all this here lustation while she's serving these here drinks at this bar. This man here, he ready to start him a family. The other lesson is if you don't want to start the family, if you don't want to start a family with him, he gonna go on to the next person and start a family. And now the thing is about this man, what I've learned about this man, he doesn't have the it factor. He don't have the it factor. So he feel, and this the problem with y'all women. And this how I try to tell you. You know, you got the guys in the dark who, you know, honestly, these guys on these podcasts, they be telling the truth on a lot of stuff they say. They just say it in a way that you could tell it comes from their own pain and they hurt. So I'm not hurt, and I've never been hurt by a woman. So when I speak to you, I'm speaking to you from a place of love. I'm speaking to you from a place of wholeness. And sometimes the truth is just the truth. And this right here is the problem with women today. And it ain't just today. It's been the problem since she was 30 years old, which is 15 years ago. And so this the problem is when y'all get a safe man, you don't want him. You don't want him. You want a man that's going to keep you on your toes, that's going to drive you crazy. And this the average woman. See, Cherie Gaskins, the difference about her is she likes safe. Like, I'm a safe man, and she loves safe. Like, if I go to getting beside myself, and I go to getting crunk, and I go to acting crazy, she gonna leave me in a heartbeat. Y'all leaving men because they safe. That right there is mind-boggling. Y'all leaving men, like the lady who just wrote in, by her guy who don't drink, who don't smoke, and don't club. Shouldn't that be a dream? And she questioning it. Shouldn't that be the dream? So y'all leaving men who safe. And so here's the thing. What tell me he don't got the it factor? And this why every now and then I got to get loud with my wife. Every now and then, not loud in the sense of scream, but every now and then I have to talk to my wife in a very direct tone, and this what it's gonna be. And you know why? Because women get complacent, and y'all start to take good men for granted. Y'all proving it to me in these letters. So every now and then, a man have to remind a woman that he the man, that he's a man, and that he not a pushover, and that his kindness is not a weakness. So about once a year, I have to just call me a shot, just to remind my wife, I'm that guy. Just so she know, like, listen, I'm a tame good man now, but I was an absolute savage. So don't take this right here, you know, for granted, this goodness that I am today now. And that's what women doing. Y'all take good men for granted. You overlook the good men. You run off on the good men. Let me help y'all understand something. A relationship is not about fireworks. A relationship ain't about fireworks. Fireworks are dangerous. A relationship isn't about sparks. A relationship is about safety. It's about security. A relationship is not about you being turned on. A relationship is not about you being all hot in your drawers. That's not a relationship. A relationship will be mundane. It will be monotonous. It will be consistent. It will be, in a lot of ways, boring. You have your fun by what you create together. So me and my wife thinking about going to the Super Bowl. We got a suite at the NFL stadium. We go to those games. We went to a boxing match. We go to boxing matches if our sons don't have games. We go to the Final Four in the NCAA basketball. Like, we create the fun. But her and I, we're boring. We are boring. But so we create fun. So what y'all really be asking for is y'all be asking for drama. Y'all be asking that some cheating happen, that some physical stuff happen, that some yelling and cursing happen to give you that rush from your brain. So your brain release those chemicals into your bloodstream, and so that you feel alive, so that you feel like you got to tackle something, you got to conquer something, you got to overcome something. But when things are just even keel, and everything going good, y'all get bored and you want to run. So listen to this type of man now. Now, y'all in Atlanta, I don't know if y'all always lived in Atlanta. So I'm hoping that, him back from both sides of the plate. I'm not getting that feeling from him. It don't sound like he do. But listen now, here this man is with you from 23 to 30. Y'all live together. And then you say he was one of the best boyfriends you ever had. How many boyfriends you had, sister? I mean, good. Yeah. You got that, got the sauce. And the sauce say, listen. See, listen, this right here, sister. Nah, listen. Okay. This he the one? No, he's not the one. He's not the one. You let him go. When you get him back, he gonna have you like a dog on a chain. He gonna dog you out. He don't want you because he resent you. He resent you. He do not like you. He mad with his wife for cheating on him. And that's what let me know he don't got the it factor, because you left the man after 7 years. Then the man supported you. He was hurt. He supported me in my life for a few more years. What do that mean? Took care of you, sponsored you, supported me. Use the word it mean now. What do supported me in my life? If you ain't talking about he clapped it up now. Yeah, good job on your test. That ain't what you talking about. Supported you? Mm-hmm. I moved out of state at 33. So then you gonna leave. So you one of them. You one of them women. Just a little butterfly. Just a little butterfly. You just come out your little cocoon and just, woo, you just, I don't want to be with you anymore. And it's been 7 long years. We've been married. I mean, we've been together, been living together and all that. You're such a great man, just so amazing. But I want a new challenge. I just want adventure. I just want to be enthralled and thrilled and just thrust into the metaphysics of the laws of the world and just, you one of them kind. And y'all be single at 45 because ain't nothing or nobody good enough. Come on now, sister. Come on now. Come on now. You still got that sauce on you now. It's some men out here want you right now. You talking about this option slim. No, they want you, but you overlooking them. You overlooking them. Your husband walk past you every day. A woman who could date from 17 to 39, do you know it's women your age that ain't never been in a relationship? And ain't nothing wrong with them. They look regular. It ain't like they look abnormal. They look regular. They a regular height. They got a regular body. Ain't nothing wrong with them. And they done had one relationship. Some that had none at 45 years old. I talk to these women all the time. Do you know how much sauce you got on you? And it might not be a good sauce now. I ain't saying it's a good sauce. It could be Jezebel sauce. Could be Delilah sauce. I don't know who sauce. I don't know if it's Esther or Ruth sauce. But I'm going to tell you, you got a sauce on you now. And you walking past your husband every day. And the same way you overlook this man is the same way you overlooking your husband right now. And you thinking about going back. Now, here's the irony. You didn't want the man. But when he got married, I was crushed when I saw the wedding photos. I was jealous. He seemed to be mine. She put mine in all caps. Now that right there just floors me. That floors me. How? So that means that you loved the man. That right there means you loved him. That means that he was the one for you. And what it means is you got greedy. You thought that there was better. And from working in the bar and seeing all kind of men or being on that college campus or whatever you were looking at made you wonder, is there a man who is taller, more handsome, more muscular, with more money? let's get real about it now. Let's get real about it now. That's what that was. That's what that was. Yeah, that's what that was. You got greedy. You got greedy. And so that's why when he got married, you got jealous. Know how I know that? Because when somebody is not for you, you want them to be happy. When the white girl called me and I was laying in the bed with Cherie, when she was her maiden name, and I said, hold on, I got to answer this. Me and Cherie had just started dating. I said, hold on, I got to answer this call because I don't know what in the world she calling me for. I ain't talked to this girl in years, and it's been, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And Cherie was like, okay. And so I answered the phone. I'm thinking like somebody done died or something. And she's like, hello? Hello? She was like, what's the caller? What's the lady name? Lydell. What's the lady name from over there in UK who sang? And she dating LeBron James' agent. Adele. I'm talking about Lydell. Lord forgive. Adele. Hello? And I said, hello. She said, yes, Tony. You know, I'm calling you because you were my first love. And I'm about to get married. And I just want to know, do you love me? Because if you love me, I don't want to make this mistake. I say, this how y'all be doing, men? I'm thinking in my head, like, do this man know you calling me? This man finna marry you, finna walk you down the aisle, finna take care of you, and you calling a black man. Girl, you know we ain't allowed to date cross these lines in the part of Florida we from. What in the world you calling me for? That's what I'm thinking in my head. I didn't say that. I said, hey, listen. We dated for 6 months. I know you say it was 4 years, but it was 6 months. And we just remained talking and friends for 4 years. But it was 6 months. And you need to get married. I say, get married. Start your family. That is for you. That's for you. That's the best thing for you. She's like, I'm not saying that I want to be with you. I'm not saying that if I take you back, if you say, yes, you love me, I'm going to be with you. You're going to have to work for me. I'm thinking to myself, I don't even want you. How I'm finna work for you? Listen. Get married. Get married. Nah, that made me look good in front of Cherie. Now, she was like, ooh, this man got that kind of love on him. This woman calling him from high school. Because listen, this was my 4th year in college when I met Cherie. I dated that young lady when I was in the 10th grade. No, or maybe the 12th grade. And she was calling me, wanting to know if I wanted to be back with her. I said, ma'am, listen. Go on, get married. You know what? I was happy for her. I ain't feel an ounce of jealousy. Not a single little itty bit of jealousy at all. Because I know that was just a phase. That was an experiment. That's not where my heart is at. I want to be with a black woman to raise black kids. No offense to the white ladies out here that watch this, because it's white women that watch this. A lot of the white women who watch this date black men. That's why they watching it. But it's some white women on here who got a white husband and got a white boyfriend. And they watching this just for the knowledge. No offense to y'all. I'm not racist. I just want to be with a black woman. Because I saw the struggle of biracial kids in my area and how they just was lost and confused and hurting. And that may have changed today. But back then in 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, all the way up, this was probably around 2005 when she called me. I was like, no, that still ain't where we at in this season. I see a lot of it. My wife showed me like 5 couples last night with black women and white men. doing TikTok dances and reels and all of that. And I said, listen, these sisters got tired of these black men. These black men right here keep hitting their head. These sisters going to get a white man. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. You know, maybe times have changed. But back then it wasn't that. So listen to me. This sister here, sister, you're going to end up with your white man. So you're going to need your white man. Because 45-year-old black man, the lessons they getting from these men in the dark, you're going to have your hands full. You're going to have your hands full. Not to say God can't deliver it. And you say that God sends him. You say, today, I'm ready for marriage. Under one circumstance, God sends him. Listen, God ain't sent you this. God ain't sent you this man right here. Because if you didn't see this man worth, if you didn't see this man value, you were 30 years old. 30 years old when you left this man. A 30-year-old woman is practically equivalent to a 35-year-old man. Your maturity level was 35 years old. Probably not really though, because you left a good man for no real reason. You said, I told him when I left that he deserved someone who loved him the same way he loved them. Hey, listen to me. That's how I feel. I be loving my wife. I feel I be over loving my wife. And I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to talk to y'all about that though. I'm going to talk to you about why that is. He was hurt. I bet he was. He gave you 7 years of his life. This man was ready to get married and start a family, and you were out there in the bar serving screwdrivers, martini, whiskey on the rocks. This man was ready to get married. And you out there flipping and tossing drinks. I ain't talking about your body. And so now he done came back. And I'm going to tell you, he don't want you. He don't want you. You the one who got away. He wants you for his ego. He wants you to see if he could get you. But when he gets you, he going to make you pay for wasting them 7 years of his life and then spreading your wings. And don't think that he don't realize that you left him at 30 when you was in your prime now and in your prime of choosability. Now you 45 years old. Don't think he don't know the narrative of 45-year-old women, black women who never been married and no kids. He know that y'all really getting talked about by these men in the dark, that y'all really getting looked down on. He know that it's a sense of desperation. So he know that you ain't really just choosing him because you want him. That you choosing him because I live in Atlanta. Prospects are tiny. He know that's why you choosing him. He know that's why you entertaining him. So he not going to pat himself on the back like he done did something. He going to get you to just say, I did not lose. I won. I conquered. Now let me dog out for wasting them 7 years. Listen to me. When you leave a man, the only way you ought to be going back to that man is like within a year. Like within a year. 2 years max, but really within a year. Because if it's longer than a year, that man gonna resent you. And now listen, when you leave a man, y'all forgive me, I was just putting on my ring. I took off my wedding ring, I just putting on championship ring. Teen life coach, championship ring. Now listen. Now listen. When you leave a man, you can't go back to that man. I'm going to tell you that now. You cannot go back to that man when you leave a man. And the reason being, the only way you could go back is if you left him for dogging, for cheating on you, doing something to controlling you. That's the only way you could take him back, because he said, it was my mistake. I ran her away, so I got to work and beg to get her back. I got to work and beg to get her back. If he cannot say that, then guess what? You cannot go back, because he will resent you to no end. God forgives. Men don't forgive. God forgive, men don't forgive. When my wife left me after 2 months of dating, she left me because I was controlling. I was questioning her so much. I was being all over her. I was controlling. I was bringing that negative energy that I had in my previous relationship to her. And I think what it was, she was getting a lot of pressure from her ex-boyfriend. And I think what it was is she said, like, hey, why did I leave my ex for this next? And this next is crazy. And she said, we need to take a break. That's all she said. We need to take a break. And she went back to her ex. I went back to my ex. I ran my ex through the dirt. Her ex ran her through the dirt. 6 months later, we come back. We bump paths, cross paths again. We hit it off that same day. And we never been apart since. Other than the 3 days she left when I was selling drugs after we got married. We never been apart since. And so from there, she saw, okay, this my husband. So here's the thing. I was okay. And even when she took me back, I still kind of tried to make her pay for it a little bit. I still tried to play on, her singleness, her loneliness. I still tried to, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Tried to play some games when we were intimate. And that was, now, of course, I was 22 years old at that time. But you got to look at this thing and you got to realize this man, if he your age, no, he older than you. So you 45. So it sounds like, how you ain't say how old he is. I don't know if he 48 or if he 50. But he married with kids. And so this right here is less about the young lady that wrote in. And it's more about the rest of y'all ladies. Who you got you a good man right now. And you thinking about leaving him because he just don't float your boat. He just don't spark your pan. You just want to hang from ceiling fans. You just want to be chased around the house. You want everything to be fun and all of this here. You want to do TikTok dances and all of that there. So listen, so you getting ready to leave a good man, and then you're going to look up 15 years later and be like, this man married with kids, and I'm single, and I done let that man go. And now I want to go back to what I let go. So listen, sister, if you go back to this man, it's going to be, it'll be a huge gamble. And you ain't playing with house money. You playing with your money. It's going to be a huge gamble. You hear me? It could work. It could work. There's a 10 to 20% chance it could work. But it's going to be some turmoil. You hear me? His wife going to act up. His children going to act up. And he going to keep you on the side. You're going to be a kept woman. But you ain't going to be a happy woman. Your bills will be paid if he got that kind of money. Your bills will be paid. Yeah, you'll get your little meat leg put on you. He'll come over there and break you off. But you're going to bed alone. You're going to bed alone. You're going to have to look at Facebook and see him with his wife hugging and kissing and with the kids at the birthday parties and all of that. And you're just going to be wasted potential. This man will turn you into just a waste. When you could have you a whole man to yourself and love him. And at this time right here, I'm going to tell you, you can't at 45 look for what you were looking for at 30. It ain't the same. You can't be looking for no thrill. You can't be looking for somebody that's gonna make you come alive. You can't be looking for somebody that talking about that you love. See, this is the thing. It's just we take stuff for granted. It's not that we don't appreciate it. It's not that it ain't right for us. It's not that we don't love it. It's just we take it for granted. So what it is you took him for granted. So you say you want him to get somebody who loved him the way he loved them. You loved him, but you just so young that you thinking, and you had been through, like you say, the A word. So you was really missing that chemical release because it's stronger. The chemical release that you get from your brain to your bloodstream from this here, going through this with a man, is stronger than the release you get from being safe and secure. So your brain is an addict. The brain wants the same things over and over and over. The brain is programmable. It gets addicted easy. So it wanted to get back to that feeling that made you feel like you was overcoming something, like you was tough, like you was just, you wanted that feeling instead of this feeling. Instead of that feeling that was boring you because you in there serving drunk people. You working around drunk people. That he bored you. And so now, guess what you need now at 45? Your own type of boring. And you know, I worked with a guy who was your age, a doctor, never married, no kids. Now, he was not chosen coming up, but now he's that guy because now he a doctor. But now he getting played on. When I talk to him, I say, this woman don't like you. You not her type. This woman gonna use you. She wanna use you for your money. You're not on her level. Y'all not looks compatible. She more attracted, this woman is more attracted to a different type of man. You're not that type of man. You don't look like that type of man. Your looks is different. And your look is not, I had to let him know, your look is not praised in America. It's not, he from Africa, I think. And I say, and he have that strong, distinct look. I say, they're not really praising your look as handsome as, I say, now you could be a handsome guy, but the look in over here is Michael B. Jordan, Morris Chestnut, Odell Beckham, Denzel Washington on the more milder, that's the look that women being fed. So I say your look, he looked more like the smaller brother of like a Akon, the music artist Akon. He looked more like that, but not as, Akon done put millions of dollars into his skincare and or whatever, but not even like that. He just had a different, unique look. A child of God now, not the man ain't ugly or nothing like that. It just women get fed these images. And so the woman was, kind of like a Sierra type look, the music artist who with Russell Wilson. So that type of look don't go for that type of look. They're not looks compatible. And in listening to him talk and how she treat him and dogging him, disrespecting him and doing him the way she doing him, it proved to me that that can be a natural attraction. Like that can, not a natural attraction, grow to like each other and be looks compatible. And it's the painful stuff that have to be talked about that a lot of y'all don't want to hear because we want to be given this fairy tale. Listen, everything I say is out of love. Everything I say is out of love. I'm never trying to be mean. I'm never trying to be rude. It's just, I got to be honest with you. I got to be honest with you. I don't want to lie to you and I don't want to pander to you. I got to tell you the truth. I'm just going to tell you the truth in love. And so what I was telling him, I'm like, it's several other women out here that are beautiful women, but they not so caught up in all of the aesthetics, all of the lashes and the body tucks and, all of the high fashion. Like they love themselves. They beautiful women, but they're not superficial is basically what I was trying to tell the guy. Like get a woman who's not superficial, who's not like a pawn of the media and the media portrayals and what the media want us to buy into. And so that's what I'm telling you, sister, at 45 years old, you can't buy into these erotica books and to the stuff you see online and to all of this. Like get you A good man, like the first lady who wrote in, who is boring. Get you a good, boring man who you get him out of his comfort zone. Hey, let's go skydiving. And you beg him about that skydiving until he say yes. Hey, let's go mountain climbing. And you beg him about that mountain climbing until he says yes. Hey, let's go to Six Flags and ride the roller coasters. And you beg him until he says yes. A man want to be wanted. He want to be needed. He want to be Superman. He want to be pushed out of his comfort zone. So you let this man get away. You let him get away. And now you need to let him stay away. You need to accept your loss. You need to learn from the lesson. You're a very great writer. This is in the top 5 best written emails I done seen. You're a very great writer. You need to write a book. Go to TonyGasselsAcademy.com. Get the Birth Your Book program. Get it today. And you need to learn how to, set your book up, how to write it, how to publish it. You need to write a book. And you need to, it could be a fiction story about Wonderland, you being Alice in Wonderland and wanting you this wonderful man that you gonna fall in love with, and how you let this man get away, and how he done went and got married and got kids. Write you a fiction story about your story. And sell that thing like hotcakes. Put it in everybody's hand out there. Because women need to read about this. Women need to read about this because, yeah, sister. So listen, don't just let it be for nothing. Don't be miserable. Don't be sad. Don't be down. You know you got the sauce. You got the sauce on you now. So just look at who looking at you. Pay attention to the man that's in your face. Still talking about the prospects tiny. The prospects ain't tiny. You got prospects. Because if this man married with kids and he wants you back, it means it's a single man that wants you. But you got to pay attention to it, sister. You got to pay attention to it. You got to stop overlooking it. You waiting on Denzel. You waiting on Denzel with a dash of Future. That's what you waiting on. You want Denzel Washington mixed with Future, the rapper. That's what you want. That's what you want. But that don't exist. That don't exist. That's not going to come, okay? That's not going to come, all right? Y'all got me reading these letters. And this thing, this thing right here, why I can't do these talk with Tony all the time, because y'all be messing my spirit up. Now I'm like, man, do I need to go roughhouse my wife? Hey, get over here, girl. Hey, come here. Let me talk to you. Listen to me. Let me tell you something. Y'all be having me thinking like, man, my wife finna leave me. I'm around here, don't drink, don't curse, don't smoke, don't masturbate, don't watch nasty movies, don't do this, don't do that. I'm like, man, my wife getting ready to leave me. Because I'm too boring. I'm like, I need to spruce this thing up. That's y'all be messing me up. I say, Lord. Now listen, and y'all got to understand this. And y'all ladies know this. I don't think women perfect. I don't think Cherie Gaskins perfect. I see all of her flaws. I just love her with her flaws. So I'm never the person to think, oh, a woman perfect being and women can't do nothing wrong. Because y'all show me every day y'all ain't perfect. Because y'all do the darndest things. Like the show, kids do the darndest things. That's how y'all women be. Y'all be perplexing me. I'm like, here it is. It's women out here that is fighting for a man. That tooth and nail clawing for a man. And then you got a lot of y'all who could get a man and don't like the men. He just doesn't do it for me. I'm just not feeling I don't know how to say this, Tony, but, I don't know if it's chemistry or if it's compatibility, but it's just like, it's just not there, it's just like, and I'd be like, all right, now, when he future you, then you're going to be Russell Wilsoning. After you get Future, then you're going to be Russell Wilsoning. And that ain't fair to Russell. Because that ain't what you wanted. You wanted Bow Wow and you wanted Future. And when both of those cheated on you, now you want Russell Wilson. Come on now. Come on now. It ain't going to work like that for everybody. It ain't going to work like that for everybody. And I'm going to tell you, the way it worked like that is because she was a fantasy of that man. She a fantasy of him. That guy could never get a woman that's like that. She a fantasy of him. Hey, God bless y'all. Got a call coming in. Probably more garage people. God bless y'all. We'll talk soon.